Welcome to the Orlando Lions Den Podcast, your number one Orlando City podcast. For the fans, by the fans. For the fans, by the fans. Keeping you in the know on all things Orlando City since 2018.
So my stuff ain't working today, and apparently my internet's making things nice and choppy, but I'm still trying to get the tweets out to say that we're live, but we are live. Welcome back. And I got special celebrity guest here, apparently, Mr. Jason Jose JJ back in the building. JJ, how you doing, man?
Good, man. Sorry, I was out on loan. I was actually recruiting Cristiano Ronaldo to come to Orlando, but I don't think that's going to happen. He told me to, just hush, hush, and he's going somewhere else. But you looking good. You're looking good, Cleon. You looking sexy, man. I haven't seen you in ages.
No, we haven't seen you in ages. Not you ain't seen me in ages. We ain't seen you in ages.
I know. I've been out on loan, man. I went to Saudi Arabia doing some recruitment for Cristiano Ronaldo to come to Orlando, and it didn't. It's probably not going to pan out.
I was going to say, please tell me that you got paid billions and billions to do that.
Yes, I did. I got paid by the royal king or queen, or I don't even know what they have there. My Highness. Yes, in Saudi Arabia. I got plenty of oil. I got plenty of gas.
Well, oil up there. We're good to go. And Cleon, obviously, we're already live, and you just jumped in here. But, brother, how you doing, man?
I didn't know we was live, bro.
Well, good thing you didn't say anything that I have to yell at you about. So
y'all got to warn me, bro, because I could have said something real reckless.
I mean, it wouldn't be the first time, and I damn sure won't be the last time.
Okay. What is that? 52 million? What?
52 million for what?
Hey, it's crazy because I didn't even just put that up there. It just so happens to be the last thing I had up there from last time, and it applies again. 52 million for what? Mr. Atlanta United. Trash.
Oh, gotcha.
Trash.
Gotcha.
Spend the most money in transfer window in the league, and what you got to show for it? I mean, you're about to fire your coach, I would assume. That's what you got to show for it. So,
well, St. Louis just fired theirs as we're speaking right now. So
yeah,
he gone.
Literally just happened. With them, I think the issue is way bigger than the coach. I'm not gonna lie. Like, it's team construction. It's everything.
Yeah, it's everything.
You guys got to fix everything from the top down over there, as far as I'm concerned. So,
whatever.
All right,
no problem.
Well, let's go ahead and get ready to jump into it. Before we do that, let's go ahead and give a couple quick shout outs first to our friends over at Hourglass Brewing. No mango, no party. I will go ahead and say that Orlando City hasn't lost a game in MLS play since our watch party. And I believe the last watch party we did also was a big catalyst in us turning the season around. So from now on, if they want us again,
allegedly,
it's the first away game of the year. That's when we're doing it.
There you go.
That's what it's going to be. All right. Second, if you're going to be buying a house in the Central Florida area, hit up Chad McGibbon at Chad McGibbon on Twitter. He's got you covered. QR code on the screen. I'm powering through these because you guys already know what we're talking about. And then also we got Epic Mortgage, Leo with the Epic Mortgage team powered by U Mortgage 407-844-7696. If you're looking to buy and or finance a home or refinance a home, Leo's got you covered and has all the information to help you. And last but not least, our man, Eddie Cruz with Comparion Insurance, home insurance, boat insurance, car insurance, phone insurance. Eddie's got you covered. Give him a call and support Orlando City while doing it because he does something at least once during the year.
Gotta give a shout out to Eddie. He just basically called me an hour ago. Okay, so I was with one insurance company paying an arm and a leg, a mortgage payment on 3 cars, and he just cut that in half. And he called me. He goes, "Hey, JJ, listen, I got this deal for you. You can't beat it. It's for you." He just calls me up, man. Cut it 50% off of my insurance, what I was paying. So, Eddie, you're the man. So definitely give him a call. He'll find you the best rate.
Absolutely.
And he'll keep finding it for you. If you can't find it now, you go with him, and then he'll keep fighting for you until he gets the best rate for you.
Well, there we go. We love to hear that. And Eddie's always going to do that. We've had those conversations with him before. And if you need to reach him and the QR code's not working or anything like that, always DM the podcast. We'll get you connected with DM us on Twitter. We'll get you connected with Eddie and he will help you out. But guys, I'm moving us forward and I'm flying through that because we got a lot of stuff to talk about. And if you guys are watching along and you got stuff that you want to chime in with too, feel free to go ahead and let us know. We'll get you up on the screen, add us a discussion topic, and we'll go from there. But first things first, we have to start with the thing that we don't want to talk about, and that's early exit from the Open Cup in the round of 16, losing to Nashville 3-2. Pasalic with an absolute banger. Then we conceded 2 goals, one via own goal. Enrique brought us level, and then we conceded a not great goal there at the end. 79th minute to lose 3-2. A little bit frustrating because it seemed as though Nashville pretty much brought a B team with them. And we went full tilt, which showed that we care about the tournament. It's something that we wanted to win. And for me, it just, you could see how tired the legs were on the field. So JJ, I'll go to you first in regards to the Open Cup. What are your thoughts?
Who cares? We lost, but if you can get us a supporter shield, a League Cup, and a MLS championship, then nobody's going to remember this Open Cup. But I mean, you just played Miami. You go then and play Nashville. You fought against Inter Miami. You beat Miami at home. You know, what was it? 3 something. It was the most scored since Messi's been in town. I
was going to say, no. It is actually in his entire club career. It is the biggest home loss he has ever suffered.
Oh, there you go. And it was against Orlando. So those guys,
crazy, right? Like including all the time at Barcelona and PSG. That's the worst time game he's ever lost at home. That's a record that Orlando City has.
so you get all those players. You know, they had just played on Sunday. Now you go and play Wednesday. And yes, Oscar put out a good team. You know, but those guys were tired, like you said. You know, you could tell in the legs. You could tell everywhere. And Nashville, you know, they bring in their B team a little bit much fresher. I think one of the players had just come from where the heck was it? One of the USL teams, and got called up for it. So yeah, they were fresh. And but to me, this will all be faded away if you know, we get a League Cup, a supporter shield, or a championship. But if we don't, then people are going to be talking again. I mean, that's the bottom line.
And that's a valid point, honestly, because I feel like that's the way that a lot of us feel is like we, you know, at least the 3 of us, I feel like we're the perfect group for that to be the way that you're speaking about it is we want trophies, you know, if you lose out on one, then you better go and win a different one, you know, and that's a way to make sure that like, at least again, the 3 of us will be content with that. Like I know that I would say that the 3 of us don't necessarily like the League's Cup that much, but if that's the one we were to win, we'd still be excited about it, you know?
Yeah.
So
and they'll still get you into the Champions League. And so we still have a great opportunity. There's still 3 out there to get us in the Champions League. So and the US Open Cup is, to me, since, you know, the new format and everything, I just don't, you know, I feel it's more for USL for cup set, you know, to the upset, you know, with these smaller teams and everything. And only one team made it into the round of 16 from, I think it wasn't even USL, was it?
It was USL. Yeah, it was the Riverhounds.
Riverhounds, that's right, Pittsburgh. And they played Philadelphia and got smacked by Philadelphia. So, I mean, it's just, there's no, to me, it's like, if you're going to make a US Open Cup, like a FA Cup or, you know, the Kings Cup in Spain or the Portuguese Cup, put everybody in it, you know? Let's not just, and my thing is have everybody starting at, you know, at the bottom. Yes, I know your smaller teams, your USPL, your amateur leagues, okay, but bringing MLS in the round of 16,
I don't like it.
I don't like it. It just, to me, I feel like, you know, if you put them after your USPL, maybe when you get your USL teams in, bring the MLS teams in, plus those little USPL, NASL, all those leagues, then you can bring them all in. And I feel that would bring it more excitement, especially for those smaller clubs. But when you're bringing MLS teams right at the end of USL side and they knock all of them out, you know, I mean, you only get one. You only get Sacramento Republic once every 30 years, you know, when we played them in the final that year. And I mean, now it's all MLS again, and it's only a select few that were chosen, just like last year. You know, so to me, it's if you're gonna put it, get all of MLS involved. Do it way earlier than the round of 16, and I feel the excitement would be better with the Open Cup. I mean, if you look at FA Cup, you look at all these other cups, it's it's excitement. You know, look at what was it, Crystal Palace, I think, in the
Yeah.
you know, that's excitement, you know, making it to the finals and doing that. So I just feel like it's taken out. I think MLS has taken that excitement out of the US Open Cup. You know, even though United States Soccer Federation has all the teams in, but MLS is, you know, here I'm picking these 10 or 15 to go play or whatever. So
Yeah, it's all
it's
because of the way that Leagues Cup decided to go and
yeah.
then change everything around. I see what you're saying. I will say before I go and get Cleon's thoughts, I want to go ahead and say we got the Cruz family in here giving you shout outs. Glad to see great to see JJ back.
Thank
And
you,
look at
thank
the
you,
old
thank
guys back on. And then just shouting back out there with every trophy matters. Just like every
Eddie
point
still
matters.
don't know how to switch from his wife's account though.
Yeah,
Because I
we
can
see
guarantee
you, Eddie.
Rose ain't watching this right now. I can guarantee you that.
We see you, Eddie. We know.
Yeah, it's not Rosie.
Rose ain't never turned this podcast on a day in her life. I can promise you that.
I know that for sure. I agree with you. I'm just saying. All right,
Anyway,
Cleon. So thoughts on
Hard
what JJ was saying there.
disagree. We didn't take no excitement out of the Open Cup because you can't take blood from a stone, as my mama likes to say. You cannot take any excitement out because there was no excitement there to begin with. I said it before, I'll say it again. Y'all never cared about no Open Cup. Y'all could cry when it was gone, but when it was there, nobody showed up. When it comes back, nobody shows up. And I can guarantee you, if nobody shows up for other MLS teams, if nobody shows up for other USL teams, they definitely ain't showing up for whatever that team is that came from a bar and all that type of stuff out of Maryland. Like, no,
El
nobody's showing up
Paralito.
for none of that, bro. None of it. I can guarantee you that. Nobody cares.
And it showed the fact that you saw the stadium, how empty it was
Oh,
for the
and it
Orlando
always
National
will be,
game.
bro. It always will be. Like, we can't compare ourselves to like some of the FA Cup and this, that, or whatever, because all that's on TV and it's promoted and all this type of stuff, bro. Like, nobody cares about this. It's on YouTube. Nobody sees it. Nobody cares.
I'm just putting Eddie up here. Guilty, too lazy to sign in with another account. It's my email anyway. She stole it. And then he's asking if he was there, Cleon. He was asking if you went to the Open Cup game.
No, because I ain't care. Just like the rest of y'all. And Rosie, no, you were not there.
Oh God, that's too funny.
And also, I already explained to y'all last time I couldn't get in because my season ticket situation just got sorted this week.
What happened?
He got a new debit card and he forgot to update them.
Yeah, now I got like a trash for the first time. I have like a trash rep. Never even bothered to tell me, bro. My old rep would have been on the spot.
What do they
bro.
do?
Like,
What do they do? Cut you off?
yeah, what it does, it blocks you. It blocks your tickets.
Wow.
It blocks your tickets and it says not ready to view. So like for the past damn near month, and then anyone that knows me knows I'm a historic procrastinator. Like, did I bother to call and be like, hey, my tickets aren't working? Nah, I just didn't go.
I just gotta put up Zach's comment here. Hide the money, y'all. Your favorite meme. All right. So my big thing, and I especially me and Swag were in the chat, and I was very hindsight 2020 about the Open Cup because I'm like, you know what? We played an A team, they played a B team. We still lost.
Had no business losing.
Had no business losing. And I'm
care.
like, you know what? I am gonna be pissed. Straight pissed off if we now go and lose to Portland because of the fact that we're going to have even more tired legs. And hindsight being 2020, it's like, you know what? If we were going to just bow out of the Open Cup anyways, we shouldn't have put the A team out there if that's the way it was going to be. But I am happy to say back to form against Portland, 1-0 win. Good to see Atuesta back in the lineup. Duncan McGuire got a start over Martin Ojeda, which I'm sure we were all kind of questioning a little bit at the time. But Duncan McGuire got the goal, 1-0. I will say, defensively, the second half was fantastic. Outside of that, wasn't much to see. We barely did anything as far as the attack goes in the second half. And I want to go ahead and just give a quick. I'm going to say something to Cleon here because I don't. He reacted to it when I put it in the chat. So this is Cleon. This is JJ. I was listening to Soccer Wise earlier, kind of heaping praise on Angulo. And if you're listening to the show, you know that we are incredibly harsh on Ivan Angulo for the way that he plays sometimes. But he said that he said he is the perfect Poppy player, which is something that we've all thought of. But the way that he described it is he said that he is a Colombian player that plays like he went to American college and played soccer there. And I have never laughed harder in my life.
Who said
because David Goss from Soccer Wise.
Oh, okay.
That's how he described Angulo in regards to why Poppy loves him so much. And I was like, I never realized it, but dang, that is right. Because that guy runs his butt off like a college player who's got something to prove. But it just lacks a lot of the end product. So, but a
Colombian.
Yeah, exactly.
Lacks
but
all of the end product.
All of the end product.
Not from all.
But hey, win is a win. 1-0 win over Portland. Duncan McGuire back on the score sheet. Atuesta with an assist and a man of the match performance, if you ask me. Cleon, I'll go with you first. Thoughts on the game, other than the fact that it was a little bit boring?
Yeah, it was a little boring. I'm used to you know me. I already told you I'd rather win 4-3 than win 1-0. But you know, a win's a win, especially coming off a loss. Worst thing you could have did was double down and get bounced by some scrubs in the Open Cup, then come right back and get bounced by Portland at home. You know what I mean? So, you know, at the end of the day, it's a dub. On to the next. Like we said before, we got to go on after the next thing in front of us, and that's MLS. And then, you know, the next cup that shows up, we got to go all out and try to win that. Me, I'm the opposite. I'll never. As long as you send your best squad out there, I'm never gonna have a problem. Even if you go out there and you lose your next game because you're tired, it's whatever. It's a trophy. You always go after the trophy. Always, in my opinion.
And I will say that I just want the general public to know that Alex Freeman, I think, is the first time that we've ever gotten to play the kid out of Cleon that he's been in support of.
Y'all keep slandering me, bro. I do not hate the kids. I told you already.
I know for you it's play the kids that deserve to play. I know.
No. That's a misquote. I say I don't like the kids that suck. If it's a good kid, play the kid.
That's why I said play the kids that deserve to play. That means they're good. It's the same thing. It's just you're interpreting me as slandering, and I'm not trying to do that. I will go ahead before we go to JJ. Eddie, aka Rosie, added Angulo 85 out of the box, 38 in the box. Dude, I'm sure if Zach's still watching along, he's going to go ahead and say it. He's the Darlington Nagby heat map. He might be the best player in the entire world between the 18s, but as soon as he gets into the 18, he's got no idea. He's got 2 left feet and he's right-footed. You know,
yeah, it's a problem.
Exactly. So we'll get there. He almost had a goal in this game. I mean, he did. He was just offsides. You know. So there was
almost has never made it yet.
How many almost has he had?
Almost has never made it yet.
He's had a few almost this year.
I mean, heck, in Miami game, he was 1-on-1 with the keeper and he couldn't do it.
That one I will say was at least a good save. It's not like he kicked it right at his feet or anything like that.
He should have chipped it over. Don't kick it right at him.
Yeah.
You kicked it right at him. Chip it over. If you're a professional player, you should know. Boom. Over the goal.
Exactly, Goof.
That's Zach, by the way.
Exactly. Literally the only place it counts.
All right, well, Ed, JJ, thoughts from you on the game here as well? Anything that you want to add from watching Portland while you're up in Savannah?
Trust the process. And that's what Poppy did. He put out everybody, and then he surprised everybody, bringing Duncan in, Ojeda on the bench. Atuesta came back. You know, and I'll be honest with you, the defense in the back is phenomenal. They finally have Bracalo, Janssen, Schlegel, and Freeman and let Freeman move up more up on the attack. But those four back there, there's nobody that could stop, honestly. And then Gillespie is Gillespie, you know. He's actually, I'll be honest, this year I think he saved us in a lot of games, especially that Miami game.
Yeah.
He saved us our butts in that. But Atuesta, that was a great pickup, you know. I think, and then Sorbet, you know, Gerbet, I call him Sorbet, but the ice cream guy that doesn't like ice cream, you know, what a great rookie. And I go back to what I said, you know, during the preview. You know, I said this was the first or second place team so far. It's been shown, you know, and Pasalic way better than Facundo Torres in my book. I've been saying it since day one when Pasalic came. I think this was a great signing for this Croatian guy. I think he has more. He's done more than what Facundo has done, I think, in his time here when Facundo was here. You know,
You know
guy
what?
does. Yeah, go ahead.
Real quick, before I forget. That's why I'm interrupting. The thing with the two of them is I feel like we had to put so much more effort into. I'm not necessarily on the he's definitely so much better than Facundo, but I will say we have to put in such a small amount of effort into force feeding things to him versus Facu. You know what I mean? Like Facu, I feel like we had to sacrifice everyone else on the team in order to have Facu be effective. You know what I mean? And this guy's just like he's just out there and he's just gonna find his spot and he's gonna make it happen. You know what I mean? Like we don't have to be forcing it to him all game long for him to make something happen.
It's also very clear to me that we're not playing the same system anymore. Like the system we're playing is so vastly different, and it allows Ojeda to be the creator. And so much of what we did previously was forcing Facu to be the creator, and Facu's not a creator. I think that's one of the big differences.
Force a lot through him just to have him productive. We had to force a lot of things.
And that's the thing is he was not a good creator either. It's just he was the outlet. He was the one who was supposed to, and it wasn't what he was best at.
Mm-hmm.
And the other thing is how can I say? You notice this year that we've become more offensive minded. I mean, we're scoring goals, and in the last 3-4 seasons, we were hurting to score goals. You know, we would never find goals. We would never. It was all defensive, and even like right now, our counterattack, the threat of it
elite.
It's one of the best, if not
elite.
the best in the MLS.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I mean, I go back to what you said, Mike. I think the system has changed. He changed the system where it's more offensive minded. The defense, you can't beat those four guys in the back, and then you got Cesar that's back there. And then, you know, Gerbet, he's become a phenomenal guy playing back there, also a center defensive mid with Cesar. So, I mean, and when Atuesta's in there, it's also good. And Atuesta's more offensive minded too. So he can pass those balls and go up a little bit more and do the nice passing and as a number 10, basically, but playing more a little bit back. So I feel like we've gotten better on offense, and defense is just there's a wall back there. I mean, those guys and I would hate to say it, that we finally are using our 3 defenders back there in the right way. And Bracalo, I didn't even know the guy could play left back. I mean, he's actually doing pretty damn good.
He's played some left back and right back with the Slovenian national team. So he does have experience doing it. I mean, it's one of those things where I've kind of said I still think that he'd be better as a center back just because I don't trust Schlegel sometimes. But, you know, and that ends up being the case. Then we put Kyle Smith back there. You know, like he can jump in and handle it.
Hey, Ma.
So.
Say hi, Ma. You're on TV.
Hey, Ma.
You're on TV. Hi. Ma showed up here with me. She's over here. She's on TV. You're on TV.
Just wandered into the shot like
anything can happen here.
Yeah, and if you're in the chat, say hi, Mom. You know, there you go. We'll get you on screen. That's lovely. That's adorable. I love it.
She saw Kayla jump on last time and said, "I'm gonna get my screen time."
I mean, Kayla ended up dropping a bunch of expletives in there. How many? Your mom going to go ahead and drop a whole bunch of curse words too?
No, we're good on that.
But yeah, no. But
I'm looking at the screen and I'm like, where's
that coming from? I love it. Oh, that's great. But yeah, no, I mean that's what I was saying though. Is like we're still playing realistically the same 4-2-3-1. It's just in attack we're kind of switching more to a 3-5-1-1. I feel like, and that's just allowing so much more fluidity in the attack. And it's a lot of fun to see. You know, like especially realistically. I think my biggest thing still is just Pasalic and Freeman together has just been so much fun on the right side of the field, which has been awesome.
I love it.
So that's a good time to transition into stock up, stock down. If you guys are watching along and got a stock up, stock down, feel free to send it in and we'll go ahead and get it posted. I will actually real quick because D says a couple comments in here. Even our defensive transition on counter can be deadly with Freeman and Bracalo. That's true. Bracalo actually does a pretty good job progressing the ball forward. Got a couple of assists here and there too.
Yep.
It just came in twice. Okay, never mind. Not two things that I missed. So we've missed you for a little bit here, JJ. So I'm going to pick on you first. Give me your stock up, stock down for this week.
Stock down this week. I'll go stock up. Duncan coming in, and doing. But then again, that was a Twester that gave him a nice pass. I mean, shoot. But you got to give it to Duncan. Comes in, scores a goal, and then stock down, man. I would have to say the whole the boringness of the game in the second half. Really, I just don't know who to give stock down to.
Yeah.
Angulo.
Oh, well, welcome to the club the entire season. That's been all of us the entire season. In the beginning of the season, we gave a lot of stock downs to Pedro because he got off to that slow start.
Yeah.
And it was just Pedro and Angulo.
So, I mean, it's just like, yes, that's what I'll give it to Angulo. But definitely that's Westa and Duncan. Those two, I mean, the connection that they had there in that goal. If not, it would end up being probably a 0-0 game. It was a boring match.
There was a couple other attempts in the first half that were close. One by Angulo, another one by Duncan as well that like just missed the outside of the post. So there was some chances, but definitely one of those ones where it was hard to get in, but we found a way. Cleon, what do you got as far as stock up, stock down?
Stock up. I'm gonna go Pedro. Because he's kind of like reverse Nani, I guess. Nani always starts off hot and then fades at the end. Pedro, for the last few seasons, he fades in the beginning, then starts getting a little better, starts rounding back into form. So, I've seen enough games in a row at this point to where it's from him. I mean, to where I'll say stock up. He's trying to
started to get more better.
Yeah. Stock down. I'm gonna go stock down. I'm gonna go stock down with just I don't even know how to even phrase it, but I gotta stock down to that Open Cup effort, bro. You can't be losing to these scrubs, bro. They send the USL team out there. They send the B team out there. You can't be losing to that.
That's what I was gonna do. I was gonna give stock down to the Open Cup game plan just because it was not good. We needed better there. Stock up, I'm going to give to Luis Muzi. He's out here tweeting like a wide receiver in the NFL recently.
They're tweeting like Chris Mueller.
No, not kind of like Chris Mueller. #BTB. Oh God. Yeah. Sorry, I'm crying at that. That got me. Hope he's well. He's been out of the Chicago team for personal reasons. I don't know what's going on with him there.
Oh, really?
It's been since he hasn't been with the team for a little bit. I don't know what his deal is, but anywho. But yeah, no, my real stock up, I'm going to agree with JJ. I'm going to give my stock up to Duncan. He got a slump buster against the Rowdies because he needed to find goal. And he got a bigger slump buster in the league against Portland. Hopefully that's going to help him get some more, more involved in the team, get playing a little bit more. I'm going to go ahead and highlight here because Zach said stock down was attendance, and he put for both Open Cup and the regular season. So yeah, that's fair, man. That's brutal, but fair. And you can't blame me because I don't live there anymore. But I do got tickets for sitting with the ILF folks. Shout out Nick, helping me out with getting me tickets for when they're coming up here playing the Rapids after this international break. I am looking forward to it. My Orlando 316 Stone Cold Steve Austin shirt just came in the mail yesterday. So I'm stoked about that. That was the thing that I needed the most. But before we talk about the games this week, I'm going to start by talking. There's rumors circulating, and we kind of expected it with how good he's playing this year, about Alex Freeman going to Europe. I think it's one of those things that's, as much as we all would like to keep him longer, it is something that's going to be probably going to be an offer we can't refuse coming through. But the rumor that came through earlier this week is it can easily refuse.
Yeah, I can damn refuse that one.
Parma in Syria throwing out a $2 million offer. As I tweeted when I saw it, if it's true, we've seen some people deny it. I haven't heard anything from any of the like American soccer sources that it was real. But it's one of those things that for me, that is a jumping off point. That is not going to be an ending point. There is definitely going to be a lot more money that can be made off of him. I think he's probably going to be a $7 million player. They're probably hoping he's going to be a $10 million player.
And
yeah, go. And
I will say, I have it on decent authority, good authority even. We don't want to sell him. If he goes, because we want when I say we, I don't mean us fans. I'm talking about the team. No, but they don't want to sell him. They want him to stay.
They'd like to have him at least through this season for sure.
No, they want to resign him like full out. So if he goes, it's because he just wants to. But yeah, we ain't trying to move him. That's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I just put it out here because, like I said, we don't have anything substantial on it. It's been denied by a couple people I've seen. I haven't heard anything full on about like actual money being out there for it. For me, though, like if it ends up being the case, it's because he's going to want to go, and it's going to be money that we can't say no to. I just hope he ends up in a situation that helps him because he's still 20. He's still learning. I think Portugal or Holland would probably be great for him. Maybe even Germany. People talking about putting him in the Premier League or putting him in Italy. I think that's not a good spot for him at all. Like, that's a big jump to make for a kid who just started playing his first games. So, but yeah, I just figured to toss it in there. I don't know if you guys got anything you want to add into that.
Well, I'll say $2 million's a joke.
It's an insult.
If that's true, that's a joke.
I've heard it's not true, but it was something that was coming out of Europe.
Right now, the most I would give for him would probably be maybe six mil, maybe 7, and that's high. But 5 to 6 would basically be where you would start negotiating for him. And the 2 mils that's free basically.
$2 million, you don't pick up the phone for that.
No. Right now, the way he's playing and being called up to the U.S. national team, and especially if he does good at the Gold Cup, because I think he'll play maybe one game in the Gold Cup or come in, and he does phenomenal, gives out an assist, scores a goal. His stock's going to go up on that also.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, this guy, he's 20 years old. If he knows Orlando City is what made him where he is today. Coming back from, even from the youth, the academy, and everything. But he's smart. His dad's smart. His dad was a football player, Super Bowl winner, Antonio Freeman. So it's not like he has people that don't know, and he's going to go for the money. He comes from a rich family. Dad made plenty of money in the NFL. So I think he's smart enough, and I think he has good family to help him to make a good decision. So, and if he's like Cleon said, if anything, I don't think Orlando City would want to get him, re-sign him, get him signed again, maybe put a clause on there, hey, you're not going for 12 million, less than 12, and you're staying here for the next 5 years, we're giving you a good salary or whatever. And the only way that somebody can go if they pay that clause, or to sign him, to a good salary, 5 years. And then we'll go after, the 4th year, see where he's at. And then, but definitely don't want to sell him for cheap. and
No.
and definitely these rumors, like you said, I mean, going to Serie A, as a 20-year-old, no, I mean, look at, you already learned from Chris Mueller, Carlos Rivas, Kyle Larin. These players should see what's happened when they've gone to Europe. Some of them, these Orlando City players. I mean, Kyle Larin went to Turkey, and then he just jumped from ship to ship to ship to ship. Chris Mueller goes to Scotland, comes right back. Duncan McGuire, was a joke, came close to signing over there. And now what did he do? He re-signed with
That was just,
Orlando City.
I mean, that was just a mess. That wasn't his fault, I would
Yeah,
say.
that wasn't his fault. But I mean, I think that's more on the agent. But then he ends up re-signing with Orlando City. Um, Daryl DK, injury prone. Yes, we got our money. He's probably the best thing that happened to us on that one. But I mean, you look at maybe it's not always what's that saying?
Grass isn't always
What's
greener.
Facu doing?
Yeah.
I haven't even checked on him. I know he scored a couple goals at the beginning.
Yeah, but I saw
forgot
him
about it.
playing. I saw him playing in the Copa Libertadores for Palmeiras, and he was in the game. And I guess one of the players took a shot, and he got like all, "Rah, why didn't you pass me the ball?" and everything. But yeah, he hasn't been doing that much for Palmeiras either. So I mean, the grass is not always greener. You're correct on the other side. So I mean, maybe this is Orlando's the place. Get you to your U.S. national team, continue playing hard, get the nice contract here in Orlando, play for the national team, and then maybe when you're 24, 25, or maybe 23, the earliest, then you've had that experience. Guess what? Now I'm ready to go to the big international stage in Europe or something.
Yeah.
But 20 years old is too young to go to Europe and everything.
Mm.
And what
Well-
you see is from these South American players that are 20 years old, they're going because they don't have the money. They're going to Europe and going over there
Interesting.
because Europe's paying them the money. These players from Uruguay, Brazil, they're coming from the slums, and everything. They're going to take off. But Alex, his parents have money, he has a good head. Just stay Orlando, and
Yeah.
these rumors
And-
should be.
And one thing we can even add to that too is you got to remember that Orlando's the team that believed in him. Not
Yes.
trying to go ahead and put it that way, but remember he didn't make the Inter Miami team on a tryout, and then Javier Carrillo, who knew him from Weston, told him to come on up to Orlando, and it was a big risk for his mom to let him come up here because of the fact that she was like he was living with a teammate, when he was 16 years old. So it was one of those things that it was definitely kind of a risky move for him to do, but we believed in him and they knew that, and he knows that. So obviously my thing is I want to see him at least stay through the season. We have a lot of big plans and he's a big part of them. But I guess we'll have to wait and see. Transfer windows aren't even open yet. So right now, whenever you see rumors, guys, this is our reminder. Take everything with a grain of salt. Trust the source. Like I have one guy who's saying that, Miami signing Ronaldo. No, he's not. No, they're not. No, they're not. Get out of here with that. So we'll talk about that more at the end, but let's move forward. Our favorite time of the week is to hate on Atlanta. Whenever favorite time of the year is to hate on Atlanta whenever that game comes around. We already beat them once this year, and this time we're playing them away in the Benz tomorrow night. So Wednesday, if you're listening to this tomorrow morning. As far as I know,
Now you're frozen. Yes. Okay.
there was talk about. My bad. My internet must be. Yeah, I froze a little bit. My bad. My bad. So what I was saying is there's been some talk of should Emmanuel Latte-Lath be suspended for what happened against Cincinnati. The Disco decided that they are not going to suspend him, so he's going to be available. So we'll see their $25 million man or whatever it is, see what he's got to show for it. But they did just come off a big win. They've been struggling this year, but they beat Cincinnati 4-2. So Cleon, I'll go to you first. What are your thoughts on the game against your favorite rival, Atlanta?
Anybody working in Atlanta, man? Trash. You're going to go up there, blow them out, then jump on the interstate and come right on back home. Well, I guess we're going to fly because we don't roll.
No, they're flying.
Yeah.
No, because now they get every flight chartered.
Yeah. But
we live in big now.
yeah, it's whatever, man. It's whatever. And my thoughts are like, Field turf. I don't know why you still ain't getting my suite back, but that's all good because I want to be up in that trash hole anyway. With your trash.
To be fair, we haven't really mentioned them as a sponsor in a long time. So
because they ain't giving me my suite in a long time, and I told you stop mentioning that.
Oh god, that's funny.
No free ride around here, man. I ain't worried about no Atlanta, bro. I ain't worried about Atlanta. Ain't nothing. I already told you a million times. Nothing good has ever come out of Atlanta except for me. That's it.
Magic City.
I was gonna say there's one other thing.
And Magic City and the lemon pepper wings.
Lemon pepper wings.
But other than that,
this is 2 Atlanta episodes in a row, mind you, that we brought up the lemon pepper wings from Magic City. I just want everyone to know that. That, and also I want to go ahead just because JJ, I don't know if you heard the episode from the last time we played Atlanta, but Cleon also decided to throw you guys all under the bus about the fact that you decided to all stand behind him as he walked you guys into the stadium.
Used me for a fullback.
When
we had to go back to the hotel, going through the enemy territory. Now you remember now.
Yeah, I do remember that. Be like, hey, Cleon, you go up front. They do. They throw it at you.
Bro.
Oh, we had to walk too, didn't we, from the stadium there? And then Eddie goes, "Oh, it's very close to Airbnb." I mean, the thing was about 2 miles away. They ain't no damn close. And then we get the Airbnb, and then what's right? Honestly, it was right across the street from the railroad track. Was Magic City,
and we didn't even know
until we left.
Hey, look here, Mike. Anytime you ask any OG Lions Den member to do a review on Atlanta, you're not gonna get no review. All you're gonna get is talk about lemon pepper wings and Magic City being right across the street, and we didn't even know it was right across the street. All we had to do was walk
over the railroad track,
and that's it.
And then when we leaving,
it was dark.
Like,
it was dark.
We're like, well, damn, what was right here?
It was right there.
It was right there.
God,
it was right there. But no, man, we ain't worried about them, bro. We ain't worried about them.
What's the score prediction you got?
52 million for what? 52 million for what? I ain't worried about Atlanta, bro.
Can you put put the one? Yeah, that one.
That's Jake saying Eddie told him the story.
I was gonna bring it up, but now I'm not. I was not gonna bring it up. Eddie in his weak bowels, like a child.
So we leave the Airbnb.
We're literally leaving the Airbnb. Does anyone have to use the restroom? Like I'm everyone's dad. Does anyone have to use the restroom? No, I'm good. Bro, this man wanted me to stop the car before we hit the highway.
And then he goes to Burger King. He goes to the bathroom at Burger King.
I have to pee. Like, are you serious, Eddie, bro?
And he gets another. Hold up. And then we stopped at Burger King. He goes and pees, and then he buys a big gulp of a drink. So then he has to pee again. Oh, shit. I'm sorry.
Mike's over there trying to get his analysis, bro. I can guarantee you it's not gonna happen, bro. It's not gonna happen.
Well, now the analysis is going to be all about the liquid ounces to bathroom trips ratio. How many ounces in the big gulp related to how many bathroom trips?
I will never forgive that, man.
Oh man, we had some good trips to Atlanta. Then we went on the field with Evander Holyfield. Remember that one? Evander Holyfield was next to us in the suite. Oh man, it was good. We had good times. Good times.
There you go.
And then we ended up watching Portugal lose to Uruguay one year. The World Cup was going on. We went to this bar that Eddie found. Oh, everybody's going to this bar. It's all the Orlando City. We couldn't find one. Oh no, there was one Orlando City guy there. It was great times, Atlanta.
Always. All right, let's rein it back in. Eddie, aka Rosie, if you're still watching, sorry that everybody knows about that now. Cleon, what's your prediction for the game against Atlanta?
Dub.
Score?
Dub. Let me see. What's the biggest win What's the most amount of goals been scored in our entire rivalry history?
Didn't we just beat them 3-0 at home?
We did just beat them 3-0.
Yeah, I don't mean with us winning. I'm talking about total for any team. Whatever it is, go one above that.
So 5-0. I think 4-0 is our biggest against LA Galaxy at home. I think
5. Write it down. Take a picture.
Putting up a 5 burger on them. All right, JJ. You got that confidence?
5 times.
Is there going to be another hat trick here? Make Ryder happy. Maybe he'll get to watch this one.
Nah, 1 a year is good.
All right,
1 year is better than what we're used to. So
let me put Cleon, bring him down to earth a little bit. So Atlanta at home.
He's gonna say 4.
No, they're gonna try to get revenge on us after we embarrassed them here at home. They just come from a nice victory against Cincinnati. But with that all said, we have Pasalic, who just basically got called up to the Croatian national team, and he's going to show he's the next whatever great Croatian player there is, because Modric plays more center defensive mid, so it can't be Modric. I don't know who the other Petrovic. I don't know. Something Vic. Perisic.
What was that goal? Perisic. That's a name you know.
Yeah. Yep. Perisic. He's going to get 2 goals. Pasalic. Miguel Almiron is going to be crying. He wants to go back to Europe. He's like, why did I come back to Atlanta? And the coach is probably going to get fired after this match because they're going to go back.
I'm calling that one too, bro. He's getting fired.
And then they're going to go back to Rob Valentine. They're going to call him and say, hey, we need you back so we can make the playoffs, and then we'll let you go again at the end of the year. We're going to win 3-1.
3-1. All right, we got Jake is saying 4-0. I got Zach saying 2-1. Let me go ahead. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to say 3-0. You know, we beat him 3-0 the first time. We'll beat him 3-0 again. Give me a Ojeda goal. Give me a Pasalic goal, and give me Ivan Angulo. Finally,
bro. You know what? I was just about to say that. I was about to say Atlanta's so bad, Angulo's going to score on him.
Oh, we're gonna get a classic. Brad Guzan just freezes and then falls.
And the kid's gonna score.
What?
Freeman?
Gusky?
Freeman don't count. Freeman's a grown man.
Caraballo?
He's been questionable the last little bit, so you gonna give it to Gusky? Taifi?
It might be. You know what? Taifi gonna score before Gusky, bro. Watch.
I mean, I could see that. I can see that. Gusky's not really a goal scoring position. He's like the next potential Cesar. So.
He ain't either.
All right. Then we got Chicago at home on Saturday. I'm not sure if I'm going to be available for Den After Dark on this one, so I might need someone else to fill in on that.
I might do that one for you.
Guess who it ain't going to be?
We know who it ain't going to be. We know who it ain't always going to be. But going into this one, I can say that Brian Gutierrez got a red card, and they don't have a midweek game. So he's going to be out for the game against us, which is honestly probably pretty good news. He's a good young player. They got a second player who got a red card against Jake said Ellis is the guy scoring. You might be right on that as far as the young one goes. There you go.
I think Jake's on the money.
He's got to get the call up though, because he doesn't have the homegrown contract yet. So let's see. But yeah,
who's the one that got a red card? The second player that you were saying for Chicago? Are you frozen?
So it was Brian Gutierrez who got it. I think. Damn it did it again.
I'm like
Davila got this. Yeah, Davila got the second yellow card. I think he's going to be the one. I think his card's going to get overturned. I think he'll be able to play. But they'll at least be without Gutierrez. They also lost due to the red card to NYCFC at the weekend, so they'll be a little bit more rested than us because they don't have a midweek game. So JJ, I'll go to you first against Chicago against the Greg Berhalter. What are you predicting here?
2-1 Orlando City. We'll get 6 points this week.
A dub's a dub.
Yep, 6 points this week. And what's going to happen is 6 points. and we take first place in the East.
Interesting. Let's say we'll need some other things to happen to make that happen, but I like it.
It'll happen.
I like it.
We'll be in first place after Saturday.
Going into the break in first place. All right, Cleon, what do you got?
For Chicago?
Yeah.
That's at home, right? Yeah, that's a dub.
Yep.
I'm gonna go 1-0 though. Because
Another
we're gonna
Poppy
be tired.
special?
We're gonna be
We're gonna
tired
be
of scoring
tired.
goals after that 5 in Atlanta.
I respect it.
So I'm gonna go 1-0.
So I'm gonna go with a 2-1 win here, especially the game that we drew up in Chicago. We need to win this game. This is a team you should be getting 6 points of because they're not that great. They got some players, but they're not that great. So I think we got to be winning this one. Let's see. I got David in here saying, let's see, this week game's going to have to be W's. These teams in the basement are in the basement of confidence. Shout out, David. Appreciate you.
I ain't seen your face forever, David. I ain't seen your face since I've seen JJ's.
And then I'm laughing at Zach's comment here because, in fact, sorry, I'm laughing at I'm back here. I'm laughing at Zach's comment here just because of the fact that we kept referring to Zinkernagel as Pumpernickel in our group chat the last time that we played them. So old Pumpernickel's going to be a ghost. I love it. And then we got Jake saying 3-0, 7 goals in 2 games. I agree 100% though. This is I said this before we started recording with JJ. The back end of the season is a gauntlet, but if we win these 2 games, if we're in good position, as far as I'm concerned, the shield and top of the league is completely there for us to take. We play Columbus twice, Cincy twice, Nashville twice. We play Miami at home. I think we have Charlotte away, and we even have Vancouver at home, who's currently leading the Supporters Shield race. If we want to be Shield winner, if we want to finish the season top of the league, we have every opportunity to do it. We just got to keep winning games. So I think that these 2 games, it's important to get 6 points out of them. And it is very important to get 6 points out of them and keep that momentum going into this break and the back end of the season. Because that's what it's going to take. It's going to take something special here.
Man, look, man, I already told you. For me, is the waste being good and running off a bunch of wins if you ain't going to bring home no trophy. So Orlando City needs to adopt that Denzel mentality and be like, man, I'm leaving here with something.
I'm leaving here with something.
I'm leaving here with something. Anything, something.
If the Pride can do it, so can the City.
Cup, that's out the window. But I don't care if it's the Open Cup. I don't care if it's the Leagues Cup. I don't care if it's Supporters Shield. I don't care if it's MLS Cup. But we better be leaving here with something.
I'm from down the way. I'm leaving here with something.
Something.
All right. Well, I got one more question before we go into shout-outs, and that's just, JJ, since you are our Portuguese insider, is Ronaldo coming to MLS?
Ronaldo, first of all, if he comes to the United States, he might go to jail still with the Las Vegas thing. So he might not be coming to the MLS.
He's sitting next to Diddy.
Baby oil up,
baby oil.
He'll be there. He'll be in Las
That's bad.
Vegas
I'm gonna get
Diddy's in New York.
canceled for that.
No, Ronaldo's going to end up in Brazil. He's going to probably end up playing with Botafogo, especially with what's coming out today about them throwing everything at him,
Ownership
giving him
into
ownership,
yeah.
giving him all this stuff, and so a little note about that also. So his sister lives in Brazil also, Katia Aveiro, and she's been there for like 5-6 years. So. She loves Brazil also, so I wouldn't be surprised. He has family in Brazil. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes to Botafogo, and then people didn't think he was going to go to Saudi Arabia, and he did. So Brazil, to be honest with you, I mean, they're getting great players in there. I mean, they're getting players from Europe that are coming back to play for Vasco da Gama. No, he's not going to Monterrey. No, he
I just had to put it up there because I saw it.
He will definitely not go to Monterrey.
Be wild.
But yeah, Botafogo most definitely I think is. But then again, who knows? Where he goes. But I see Brazil.
Yeah, and it's important to add too that's the Eagle Football Group is what it is from John Texter. So that's Botafogo, that's Crystal Palace, that's Lyon. And then apparently they also have Florida FC, which is like a youth Florida team. Did not know about that existed. But you learn something new every day, and that's what I learned today.
What's interesting that you said that. I was driving down 95 from Savannah yesterday. I didn't know that there's a Sporting Jacksonville FC team.
Yeah, that's the Tebow one, ain't it?
Is it? I didn't even
I'm
know
pretty
that
sure.
there's a. I
Is it
remember.
not? I might be
Jacksonville
wrong,
Armada.
actually.
Is it?
I might be wrong.
Jacksonville Armada.
Yeah,
And
Jacksonville
now-
Armada, I know of.
Yeah, but this is Sporting Jacksonville FC, the new professional soccer team of Jacksonville. That's what it said on the
Interesting.
billboard. So I was like, "Was this USL?" Because I think Jacksonville's not USL. I think they're in the NASL, right?
Tebow, the one Tebow was supposed to be involved in was supposed to be the USL one.
Yeah, so it's probably that one, the Sporting Jacksonville FC. And then
Interesting.
Winter Garden, I got a little. You guys know about Winter Garden, right?
Yeah, they got like a new team thing that they're working on for USL League One or something.
So, yeah, US League One. Yeah. So that looks like it's going to happen with the stadium 5,000 in Winter Garden with the US League One. So Orlando will have two teams, Orlando City and second division team.
Yeah, Sporting. Yep, Sporting.
I'm presenting this without comment.
I don't want to hear nothing from Eddie, bro.
What did he
Sporting
say?
Club, Sporting Club Jacksonville. That's the one.
That's Tebow?
USL. That's the Tebow one.
Okay.
But
I
they've
need
been,
to
bro.
come back.
They've been claiming that team's coming for about like 3 years, bro. So
I
I
just
don't
saw
know.
all the billboards now, so it might be starting next year at USL. Oh, so Eddie, that was Powerade that you drank 56 ounces? I think it was 64 ounces.
Regardless, it's one bathroom trip for every ounce, apparently. So, from what I'm hearing, so I don't know, Eddie. All right, well, JJ, we'll wrap this show up. You haven't been on in a hot minute since we previewed the season, so you're getting the first shout out of the day.
Shout out, man. I'm gonna shout out to. Actually, I'm gonna shout out to. I can't believe I'm saying this. Sporting Lisbon, man. Congratulations on winning the Portuguese Cup and the League Cup. You guys had a tremendous season after you guys lost Ruben Amorim to Man City or Man United. Still held it together and won it, but too bad you guys can't play in the World Cup for clubs because that's only the top that play, and that's where Benfica's playing. And I will be there. And I will be there on June 20th, right at the player tunnel, which I got my tickets. I was able to get them, paid an arm and a leg, and then a week later, I see them go on Ticketmaster for half the price. So I had to buy that stupid package from the World Cup. But at least I get World Cup tickets now, too.
There you go. At least with that.
At least I get, if Portugal makes it, I get to go see them wherever they play. And I get
probably
first
more of
dibs on it.
more of a win Portugal makes it. I feel like they will qualify. I feel like that's a pretty foregone conclusion.
Yeah, of course. Ronaldo will be 42 at that time and still playing.
Old enough.
So shout out to, because I haven't been on, shout out to Ricardo, man, for congratulations on being the main guy now in Orlando City.
There you go. Cleon, what you got?
Lemon pepper chicken.
You what?
No shout outs for you?
Lemon pepper chicken?
I ain't got no shout outs, bro. Shout out Dunkin' Donuts. Shout out Stare Downs and Dunkin' Donuts. Shout out Normalize breaking up with your ex-wives and stuff. Shout out
Oh my gosh.
It took me a second.
Shout out Dominican Republic.
Oh God.
Bilingual poppy out.
Bilingual poppy out, yeah. Good Lord.
Oh my goodness.
God. Good Lord, man. I'm gonna go ahead and
I live a charmed life, bro.
What's that?
I live a charmed life.
A charmed life, yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and just give a quick shout out to to wrestling, man. It was a good weekend for wrestling for me, man. Saturday night's main event kind of stunk, but AEW Double or Nothing. I loved everything. Shout out Drowning Pool for your hit song Bodies. I love it. I don't know if any of y'all saw clips from that, but I know I'm more of the AEW guy.
Still around?
It's still kicking, man. Doing great.
Yes, bro.
Even though everybody's going to WWE, Ray Phoenix and La Pinta and all those other guys, and
they're doing perfectly. They're doing perfectly. Those guys wanted to leave, man. That's why they're there. So it was like the worst kept secret in all of wrestling. But no, shout out AEW. Their show this weekend was one of the most fun I've had in a while. Battleground from NXT was also pretty fun. I'm not going to deny that.
Trick Williams, buddy. TNA.
That's the only thing I don't get. I want to see how that works out because I feel a little bit bad for TNA if it doesn't work out well for them.
Well, I mean, they're owned by by WWE, so
no, they're not. That's why. No, they're not. That's why I think it works. It's not good for TNA is because it's not. It's just a partnership. TNA is not owned by WWE.
It wasn't. I thought they've had paid.
They sure seem like they are. They're not. But it sure seems like they are.
Because with Joe Henry and all that, okay.
I know. No, that's the thing is it's just a partnership. They ain't owned by him. It's crazy.
Okay.
That's a whole. We gotta start. We'll start a wrestling podcast. We'll do that on the side. So.
That is a
shout out JJ having a shirt on in his return back. I thought he would go real old school and come with no shirt on today.
Oh, he would have been camera off if he did that.
Yeah, it would have.
Shout out Nana in the back for her debut.
Yeah, shout out Mom. Shout out JJ for being back. And yeah, we'll have Den After Dark after the Atlanta game. It's an away game, so it'll be right after the final whistle. And then hopefully we'll have it going after the Chicago game. If JJ might end up running that one. Yeah, JJ might end up running that one for old time's sake, like how we used to do it. So.
I might by the time I get to the car from walking the stadium, get everything ready. Yeah, I sit there for about 10-15 minutes because the parking lot's a mess. Yeah, so we'll take care of it.
There you go. All right, guys. Well, we appreciate you. We love you. Thank you for joining, commenting, hopefully liking and subscribing and all that other fun stuff that's supposed to happen with us doing live streams now. And we'll see you guys for the Den After Darks this week. And then we got a little bit of a break after that before we get back to the game. So we'll see you. We'll see you in June.
Peace.
Later.
Thanks for joining us this week on the Orlando Lions Den podcast. Don't forget to follow us at Orlando Lions Den on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. See you next week in the Den.